So, Justin, have you got
Yeah.
your mask on?
Oh, geez, no. That's horrible.
I've actually got my grey on, look. Right
Have
there,
you?
see that? Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
hello. Well, you
wow.
are Gary
And
Gray.
all in the sides, yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, team fat all the way. That's the way that I work. So mass is always on. Mass is always on.
No, take your top off and do your dance.
I only do that for $5 and for charity. For children's charities when I do that.
Make it rain.
Yeah.
Hey guys, Barry here, and welcome back to your gaming station, Nintendo Mac Gaming. And welcome to another podcast show. And guys, I have Gary here and Justin. How are you guys?
We're okay.
Neither
You
of us saying
asshole.
anything now.
You asshole.
This is the thing you see. You got two of the most polite people in podcasting history on the show.
No,
Yeah.
these are assholes, both of you. I know I'm cursing already, but these are fucking assholes.
Yeah, no, we're doing all right. Thank you for having us back, or at least me back, Barry. I appreciate that. It's great.
This is like 2/5 of the Nintendo dads, or 2/6, whatever the hell these are now.
Yeah. Gary's kind of an unofficial member, part timer on the Nintendo Dads. He does a lot of work. Does a lot of work for us. I've officially blessed him as our Nintendo Dads UK correspondent. So he's part of the team. So
Yeah.
yeah, we're slowly growing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, thanks for saving me from Eurovision.
We're all thankful for that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
a foreigner saves Eurovision. You're welcome. Now, today, basically, we're here to talk about, I guess it's a pre-E3 show. So, Gary, let's start off with you. You know, what's your predictions? Okay, have you got one prediction that you want to talk about?
You see, I normally start off these prediction shows with the same thing that I do every single time.
Excuse me,
And
this is
that's-
my show, not your show. What did
And
I say
that-
to you?
that-
Answer the question.
And that is, this is going to be explained. Disappointment, and that's not because Nintendo's going to show anything bad. It's just that people's hypes are going to be through the roof, and they need to calm down just a tad because we're not going to get Metroid, Pokemon, Smash, Animal Crossing, Yoshi, F-Zero. We're not going to get all that within this next year, or as that's my understanding. So, safe predictions, I would say, would be everything that we've heard of that we haven't seen yet. So, or we've seen some of, like Yoshi, Fire Emblem, and Smash.
Okay, Justin, what about you?
Yeah, so I'm going to start mine like I do every one of these prediction shows, much like Gary. I'm going to say that you need to get your hype and expectations through the roof because you are going to hear all about Smash, Pokemon, Metroid, and Yoshi for 2018. So you need to get your hype pants on, tighten that belt, folks, buckle in, because it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Giggity.
I like it.
All right, we're done here, folks. Thanks very much. That's the show.
So basically,
What do you think, Gary? Or Barry, what do you
You
think?
see, I told you, Justin, what did I just tell you?
Come
Gary
on.
and Barry,
Okay.
there's a big
Okay, my
difference.
brown friend, what do you think?
Your brown friend thinks that we are going to see Smash Bros. Come out this year. And I think we're going to see Animal Crossing, but maybe next year.
See, I have a list. I come prepared. I have notes. That's how prepared I am for these shows. Gary, where's your notes, huh? Go make yourself a sandwich. Stand in the kitchen.
It's really hard to write notes for the first 30 seconds of the show.
I actually think that we're going to see Animal Crossing, Barry.
Yeah.
I don't think we're. So here's the thing, and I'm going to frame a little bit of this up. I know Nintendo says, hey, we're going to focus on the content that you're going to be playing in 2018. This is a common statement from them. But we've seen them, they do this and they always pivot. They always kind of, but they're like, but this, or one more thing kind of bit. And we saw this last year with Metroid for a great example. Can tell you what you're going to play in 2017. They drop the trailer. Everyone blows their mind. We're like, this is fantastic. I think that's what's going to happen this year for Animal Crossing. I think we're going to get a teaser trailer for Animal Crossing, just enough so that it kind of quiets the crowds of saying, where is my Animal Crossing? And Nintendo can successfully say, hey, we are working on it. Simmer yourself down. And I think that's what they did for Metroid. So I do think we are going to see Animal Crossing teased, but I don't think it will be a 2018 game. I think it'll be a 2019 game for sure.
Okay. Like, as well, to have sort of teased, Pokemon, but what's happening there, because we saw kind of leaks, earlier on, and even
Right.
for, what they call them in America, the website that leaked off stuff.
Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart, yeah. So what's the story there like? Is
Yeah,
that...
I mean, I think the thing with I think with Pokemon, I think that where there is smoke, there is fire, and there has been a lot of smoke around this for the last 6 to 9 months. So I don't think it's an if. I think it will be revealed. My question is more who's actually going to own that messaging? Who's going to actually put that forward? Because if you think about it again, although Nintendo owns a fair portion of the Pokemon Company, they are not the sole proprietors or owners of that. And the Pokemon Company likes to own their own messaging as much as possible. Now, obviously, the new president coming on board, who was on Pokemon's board of directors prior, that may tighten some of that relationship. So you may see the official like Pokemon announcement in the direct. But I actually wouldn't be shocked if we see something come out either from the Pokemon Company a day or two before E3, or specifically, hey, we're now going to throw it, in the middle of the E3 presentation, we're going to throw it now to our friends over in the Pokemon Company. So I think it's going to be talked about. I think it's going to be revealed, but I think that I don't think Nintendo will own that messaging necessarily. So I wouldn't be shocked if it's not in their direct, but it's surrounding the time frame, right, of E3 in some way.
Yeah.
Gary, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the whole Walmart thing is a bit strange because the way that you've really got to see it as well is these games for Nintendo, they're already announced. We already know they're there. They're placeholders, possible placeholders when they want to do pre-orders. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're already on these systems anyway. I mean, it only makes sense for a company that's sole purpose is to sell things, to have things prepared. Also, you got to think that there is market, analysis and all that sort of stuff. So people kind of predict what's coming up as we are right now, and as many people who are putting money into companies and stuff, they also do the same thing. And these companies, they do get things in advance. They know that certain trends are coming for the next year. So say, for example, right now, clothing stores will be preparing for next year's trends. So it kind of makes sense that maybe some of these aren't actual leaks and that they're just guesstimates of what's going to happen in the market. Because to be honest, it seems a bit strange to me that Walmart's got this information this early.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think, and as well as things that I was thinking about when we saw that big leak. Of course, I think the leak impacted Nintendo probably the least out of the other providers. And of course, for those of you that are saying, what are we talking about? Walmart a couple days ago released a image essentially on their site of all the games coming from Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. I do think probably your point, Gary. I think you're probably right. There's probably a little bit of predictiveness to it. I would also hesitate to think that like these major game companies like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, an entire month before the event are like, hey, by the way, here are the data sheets for you to put in your SKUs. Do you know what I mean? Like that feels like you're just asking for something to happen and for a leak to occur. I think you're probably right, Gary. I think it may have been someone doing a little bit of like predicting and hoping maybe. So I don't necessarily know how true it is. But I mean, then again, we could be completely wrong and they're all true. And we should, companies should probably reconsider if they decided to give information out early.
Yeah. I think we're going to see a lot more indies, steal the show, to be honest.
I respect the fact that you love indies. You're a champion for indies. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of that here. I don't know if that's there. I think we might hear about them or see them in the peripheral or kind of orbiting it. We might get a, hey, here's our friends over at Imogen Forum and they're talking about a game right now. I don't think we're going to get a large focus on indies.
He knows something.
I don't think we're going to get a large focus on indies there. This is Nintendo really showing what they have in their pocket, right? Or the bigger titles. If they want to have an indie conversation, they're going to have an indie direct. They've created a channel and a pipeline for that. I also, again, if we talk about what we've seen in the past, Nintendo in the past has even had like micro mini directs and indie focused right before E3 in the past previously, where they kind of cover those things. So I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be the big direct that they're going to do. I don't think that they probably may. There may be one or two at the Treehouse, but I don't think we're really going to see that peppered throughout the direct. Gary, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm the same as you with that one, Justin. I don't think that hardly any will be shown. I mean, the most we ever got at E3 really was Rocket League, which I suppose is indie, and you know, I think we had Celeste in one of the main directs. But
Yeah.
I don't think E3 is the place where they normally do that kind of thing. They normally save them for packs and stuff like that. So if they do any of that, I think it's more likely that we'll see it in the Treehouse and maybe, you know, just maybe some consoles scattered around on the floor. But me, I'm the same as you guys. We all like indies here. We all want to see them do well. But there is a separation, and I think it's a separation that the market actually needs, because otherwise we're just going to get totally overwhelmed. And I think that E3 is a nice place for that separation to exist. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on that, really. I just don't think we're going to see much from the indie front.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Barry.
Yes.
Barry, you're the master of indies and indies and all that sort of stuff. So,
and the Windies, yes.
So if it does happen, and they do have some sort of, you know, showcase, would you like it in the main digital event that they normally do, or would you prefer it to be afterwards?
I think we'll get, I guess, maybe like a short video of what's kind of to come, and then after the show we'll see, like, for talk's sake, your man Alex from Tiny Build show off some game exclusive for the Switch. Like, just there, was it this week, Garage came out? Garage?
Mm-hmm, yep.
An amazing game. Have you played that yet?
No, not yet.
It's so damn good. Like, I know they published the game, but I mean, it is just so good. It's coming to Steam as well. I don't know when it's coming out, but I mean that the fact that Switch is getting these, you know, console exclusives, like, is just amazing. I think we're going to see Firewatch gameplay finally.
I don't know. Again, I think when you categorize that, if we do see that, it might be at like the Treehouse. Like maybe Wednesday afternoon, we're gonna sit down and play three of our indies that are upcoming, and we're gonna talk to their devs. Right? It's not gonna be the main presentation. It's gonna be a side like it's gonna be a very, and it's gonna be very laser focused. Right? It's not gonna be a clip show of 20 indie games you're playing. It's gonna be like, here are the 2 or 3 people that we really want to sit down with and have a conversation with. Firewatch may. I mean, it was very quietly announced, kind of about it transitioning over to the Switch. I'm excited for that as well. I would love to get more information on it and play it sooner than not. But again, I think, you know, and Gary, you did a great job reminding me there that Nintendo really has created a platform again for these indies to kind of do this road tour, right? Whether it's PAX East, PAX West, of course, over at EGX Res. They've created this platform that I think gets that messaging out, so that they don't necessarily have to use this as their main device, and if they choose to, they can use an Indie Direct as well.
Yeah, they've done this like whole thing where they've created Nindies, so to speak, which, you know, they've gave its own name, its own presentation, and like you're saying, they're taking them up and down the country. Now, if there is one game that you're going to see, probably, I'd guess it'd be Travis Strikes Again. And that's because Nintendo has really tight sort of relationship with the developers and that game in general. So there is a possibility that could turn up. But again, I'd kind of like to think it'd be Treehouse.
Yeah, it's a good point, Gary.
What about Fortnite? You know.
So that's interesting, right? I think what we're going to start hearing. So we heard a little bit of it last year, and very minimal was, you know, we know this. I mean, the Switch was just coming into its first E3. Right? Would have been the first E3? It would have only been 3 months. It would have only been 3 months at that point, right? At that point, Switch was an unknown quantity, right? We had a lot of third-party devs saying, we don't really know what we're going to do with it. We're going to wait and see after being burned by the Wii U. Fair play to you. Totally get that. We are now, as E3 comes to approach, and we're 15 months in the console life cycle. There is no more, let me think about it, we'll prove it. I think what we're going to see is more and more games will be announced as, coming to every console, including the Nintendo Switch. And that will be, EA has got a presentation over doing, they're doing their own show. Ubisoft is doing their own chat. That's where games will be announced. We may not have heard, may not have known about. Example was last year, Kingdom Battle, right? Rabbids Kingdom Battle. That was announced in Ubisoft's presentation. That was not owned by Nintendo. So I would not be shocked if we see some of that. Now, I do suspect let's just do a quick around the horn on this, and this is a question you're asking here, Barry. Do you guys think Fortnite will actually be announced?
Yes.
No.
I am right in the middle of I don't know.
Literally, I don't hear in the middle.
I know I am literally in the middle of one. I really don't know if it's going to be. I think it should be. I would love for it to be, but I don't like. There's no smoke on this, right?
Yeah.
There's again, if there's smoke, there's fire. We've heard that people said we want it, and Epic is interested in doing it. Could it be? Now, this could also be very much, when they rolled out the sizzle reel for E3 last year, one of the first things they showed was Rocket League. Like in the sizzle reel of like, let's play the Nintendo Switch. People are playing Rocket League, and everyone's like, Rocket League's coming to the Switch. And then, of course, 5 minutes later, they announce it in the direct, and you're like, brilliant, awesome. They may do that. That may be the gotcha. Aha, right? There it is. So I'm leaning more towards Fortnite being there. But I do think that if Fortnite is there, it will be a delayed release, and that you won't see it till Q3, possibly Q4 of 2018, which means other games like Crazy Justice and some of the other kind of Fortnite wannabes can have some time in that spotlight, which unfortunately may also kill their business sales. But I'm leaning that it's going to be there. What other third-party games or third-party platforms do you guys think we might hear about?
I'm guessing we'll see. I'm hoping we'll see Flippin' Death, more Flippin' Death.
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, again, I probably consider that an indie.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
yeah.
Sort of,
What about Spyro? Spyro's is kind of weird one, right?
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see Crash Bandicoot as well.
Well, you would, right? That's coming out in early June.
Yeah, 20. Is it?
But sorry, not early June. I apologize. Early July.
No,
late. Sorry, we're jumping here. It's been moved to late June now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple weeks after E3. So we may hear about it. I mean, it's that close to that window. It's tough to say. Yeah, Gary, you're shaking your head. You're saying no.
No, I think it's so close that it's almost. I mean, you got to think they make these flaws to optimize stuff that they really want to showcase. They really want to showcase it that close to release. Because, I mean, the press and that will probably already have it by then, maybe, or at least had enough time to play it. So I kind of don't think it's going to be there. That's not, if it's there, it's there, it's good. The same with Fortnite. I mean, if Fortnite's there, it's only a win for everyone, really. Yeah. But it's one of those things. Now, one of the things I think we might see is the Stick of Truth. And that's because, obviously, we've got Fractured Butthole just come out. And people have been asking for Stick of Truth because they don't time very well, so I can kind of see that coming.
Yeah.
We're going to see more of Starlink, I think, which I don't know if you remember that one, but that was the Ubisoft game which had the Joy-Con cradle and you put the spaceships on. I think we're going to see more of that.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really see anything last year. But in terms of third parties, I mean, how hard is this to predict, man? Like, it's insanely hard. One of my predictions was going to be Monster Hunter. Already announced now.
Yeah.
So throw that one away.
Yeah. I have in my notes here, I have Rockstar Games announcing something as a bit of a question mark.
GTA 5, I've just taken
right. Could we see a GTA 5 possibly? I was even thinking like, could we see Red Dead Redemption 1 being brought over? I don't know who's doing that. Is that Rockstar?
Yeah.
Right. And then who's I'm asking some dumb questions. Who is our team? Is it Bethesda who is behind Wolfenstein, Doom?
Yeah.
Right. What's the other thing what are they working on next? Right. That's my question.
Let's see, trying to think. Fallout, maybe Fallout come to Switch?
Maybe. Right?
Fallout 4?
That could be it, right? So I think there's there are some possibilities there. Again, I don't think Nintendo's going to own that conversation. I think it's going to be announced at one of their kind of like, hey, here's what we're doing, or it'll fall out, or it'll shake out later as part of a first to PlayStation, Fallout 5, and then later it's like coming to the Nintendo Switch and Xbox 360 and 2 months.
360,
or Xbox One. That's how much I know Xbox stuff, right? That'll all shake out somewhere afterwards in some FAQ, and all of a sudden it's like, we didn't mention that. So
yeah.
Obviously, we've got a lot of people moaning about ports. Ports are inevitable on this system. It's older, but it's powerful enough to run last generation, so it's a thing that might happen. With GTA 5, I don't think it will. The reasoning is I'm fairly sure they're going to have prepared GTA 6.
Sure.
Right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I really don't. I kind of imagine Rockstar being the company that really sort of, takes the hype and really goes with it. And I think that if they announce GTA 6 this year, which is one of my predictions for E3 in general, then I do not think they'd do GTA 5 on Switch. I think it would be. I think it would take away a section, even if it's 1%, it takes away a section. And I think they're a company that's incredibly smart and they know what they're doing, and they want all the focus on one game at once. Now, GTA 5 is old news. It's still making money. It's still making a lot of money, but it is old news. And so I just can't see that. But would I like it? Of course, man. Who wouldn't like GTA 5 on the Switch? But I don't see it. There's got to be a cut-off point to how far back we go on with ports.
Yeah.
And what's coming forwards. I mean, it's okay porting something like Skyrim when the next ones are out, but they haven't really followed up Skyrim properly, have they yet? I mean, we had the Elder Scrolls Online, but we haven't had the next big Elder Scrolls yet.
Yeah.
So that's okay. But GTA 5, I think it's in that point now, a critical point where the next one will be soon.
Right. It's a good point. I like that.
I don't know, will Ubisoft announce something like Zombie, for talk's sake, on Switch? Zombie on the go.
I'd love it. I love Zombie U. Right, I really, really honestly like Zombie U. I think it's one of the prime examples of what made the Wii U unique. And my opinion is that the reason why that game sort of didn't do so well in general is obviously weak system in terms of sales. Clearly an 18 on a system that came with pretty much nothing but like family games other than that. And it didn't live up to the trailers initially at all. And I think that they've already tried to make the money back on it, and I still don't think that's worked. So I just don't see them investing time and money into that again. I think they've done it, they've finished it, and it's gone. But man, that game was awesome. So Barry, is Devil's Third coming?
Yeah, bloody better. And Justin doesn't like it, but me and Gary sure well do.
Well, you guys can have horrible taste in things too. That's fine.
I know. Oh yeah, hey guys, seeing as we're talking about software, no one has mentioned hardware yet.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Well, there you go.
No,
you see, Barry and Gary think alike. Not
right,
Justin and
yeah.
Barry.
Actually, I have some notes actually about hardware right here.
Yeah. You see, the thing is, we've heard stuff before about Nintendo releasing like a second screen, but not as, I guess, expensive as the Switch itself. But I told you this before anyway, I believe we'll get like a Wii U experience again on this platform. So, will we get the same kind of thing for Switch?
I don't think, and I think what you're saying is a major hardware reformat, right, or addition. I don't think we're going to see that. I think that they're making bank in what we are doing or what they're currently doing. If there is a hardware adjustment that we're going to see, it's going to be to the current modeling, and it's changing the chipset that they currently use to patch up that hacking exploit that was discovered recently that cannot be fixed in the processor. So that'll be the first one that they're going to do, but that's they're not going to announce that. It's just going to do it. So the next round of switches that'll occur in June, we'll just maybe have that patched. I think that's what we're going to see. What I think we're going to actually see for hardware is it is almost halfway through the year, folks, and we have not got a new Joy-Con color set or a new Pro Controller scheme yet. So we are going to get something announced there, and I bet you, soup to nuts, it is going to be Smash Brothers related. So a special Smash Joy-Cons and special Smash Pro Controllers that are done up. Now, possibly maybe Metroid Prime Joy-Cons. Kind of like a crimson orange kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my thought.
What if Nintendo released something like another Pro Controller for the Switch, but like on the PS4 gamepad, you have the touch panel on top?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a small screen, like even that size, something similar. What would you think? Would you be down for that, there, lads?
I don't know if they need to. I don't know if they want to create this other second screen experience.
Yeah.
I think when they do that, I think they're starting to ruin what the experience currently is, right? And I think that now you're starting to again you're starting to dilute the brand and messaging that is the Switch. And I think that's what happened with the Wii U is that their brand and messaging got confused, right? So is this now Switch 2 point? Is this the Switch U? Is this something completely different? Like, what do we need to do? They're going to say like this. They're not going to make a significant, visually noticeable hardware change to this thing for an incredibly long time. I would be shocked if we hear, this is the X Pro Switch or whatever we want to call those things.
Wow.
I don't think they're going to do that. I think they know what works. I think they're sticking to that. They want their messaging to be absolutely clear. They're selling like gangbusters. They're not going to change that. They'll do the, like I said, under the hood micro changes, chipsets. That's fine. That's grand. But they're not doing a big rebranding shift. Gary, am I wrong, or you got a smug look on your face? Either I'm right or I'm wrong in your eyes.
So I completely agree with you. If it's not broke, don't fix it. And they're not going to because it's selling, it's doing well. But something is broken with the Switch, Justin. Do you have any idea what this could be?
The kickstand?
No. How about you, Barry?
The left Joy-Con?
No, the fact that it's voice chat, man.
Oh, right, yeah.
Sure, yeah, but yeah.
There's no camera either. I want a camera as well, so I can spy on you every time you're playing.
So I don't think this is going to happen. But if it did, then what I think they will do, knowing Nintendo, is have another crazy solution for this. So I don't think we're going to get any hardware update, which is going to have a 3-pin port so you can use your microphone. I don't think they're going to do that because that's going to shaft everybody who's already bought one. So what I think they're going to do, if they do anything, which is doubtful, is they're either going to make a phone holder on a set of Joy-Con, and you're going to update the Joy-Con software, which will transfer the sound through it, and it'll have a audio out, which you can plug into your phone with an extra dongle, so you've got basically wired to the controller. And then that way, you're still using your phone for the voice chat, except it's a neater sort of way of doing it as long as you're using a Joy-Con. Which also adds a second screen on, Barry, so the app that they've got already could then be utilised even further. God damn it, I should work for Nintendo. But the other solution they could probably do is a dongle that goes into the dock so that you can use your voice chat there. I mean, the system really has the power. You hear this argument all the time. The Bluetooth would work. It would work on a headset, and people will say, oh, but it connects 8 controllers or whatever. It will work. But if they don't do that, they're going to do a dongle. And that would work as well for voice chat integrated with the system then, because I play Minecraft at the minute and I cannot hear audio and voice chat through Discord at the same time without the mixer and without it being in handheld or an incredibly long wire. But I don't think Nintendo's going to do this, and that's the one thing I want to see in the hardware level is some sort of help and support for voice chat, and I just don't think it's going to happen. But that is a nice prediction to make, just on a crazy one.
Yeah, it's definitely like I like where your head's at. It definitely feels like a little bit of clicking your heels 3 times and wishing really hard for it to happen. But I think Nintendo has very clearly, and I think even the press release that came out this last week with the Nintendo Online service, it is, voice chat is being handled through the app. End of discussion, hard period. They're not fixing that. So I agree with you. I would like for that to be fixed, but I don't think Nintendo's going to.
No, definitely not.
And I like your solution. Again, I just don't think they're going to do it. I think in their eyes, it's done and dusted. So yeah.
What if?
Or we could have a Labo headset.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Just make it out of cardboard.
I like Barry looked at me for a second, then he was like, "God damn it, this guy's smart."
Brilliant.
Wait a sec. So do we use like straws or something to talk to each other?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Straws and elastic bands.
Oh, here. A big cup,
With a string, yeah.
Yeah. Now, guys, do you think we'll see the Nintendo 4DS? Considering, because, Nintendo wants to expand, 3DS as well. Will a 4DS maybe help us with, chat? Connect to the Switch somehow?
No, I don't. No, Nintendo's not going to. Nintendo's not going to do another hardware structural refresh on their handheld. on the DS line. They could do like the, hey, here's the Pikachu version. They'll do those, but they're not going to do a brand new one. I think what they're going to do, although everyone's like, well, why are they keeping it alive? They're keeping it alive because there's a massive install base there. It is a very, as they said in the recent press release regarding the future of the 3DS, so long as the price point is affordable for houses and families to have multiple copies of it, and it's an accessible area, then we're going to continue to pursue it. So essentially, if you keep buying it, we keep making it, we make money, let's do that. We have to remember there are over 65,000 65 million, I apologize.
Wow, big difference.
2DS, 3DS games out there in the marketplace, right? So again, that's about the Switch is about a third of that. They're not going to, and they don't need to do anything. Like, they literally don't need to change it at all. It will still sell. Games are still there. They just need to every once in a while throw a couple games out into the world, and it's fine. Yeah. Minimal effort on their behalf. So I don't think we're going to see a 4DS.
Okay. I've just got to add something on this, because a lot of people get really angry with the 3DS new games announced. Right?
I don't get it.
Now you got to remember that you're feeding a company that's making the system that you want games on, and also all these games that are being released are like next to nothing effort in terms of game releases. They're all like ports or have been handled by someone else. So it's not so much of a big deal. So just let it be. And the thing is, what you got to remember is what the PlayStation 2 only stopped being produced 4 years ago, something like that. Yeah. So does it matter? They're going to get money. That's it. But I don't think they're going to do another 3DS or 2DS or 4DS or anything like that. I think that this is the end of the DS line. I think we've seen a new Nintendo, a new way of thinking. But I agree with them that you need something cheap for the kids, and it wouldn't surprise me if at some point in the future I make basically a kids console. Something really cheap, underpowered, but maybe good for stuff like the indies and stuff like that, easily transferable for them. Maybe not. Maybe it's the new virtual console.
Yeah, maybe. But the thing with that is they have to get that price point down.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I was hearing someone say before, well, if you unbundle the dock out of it, you can reduce the cost by $100.
No, that's not happening, man. I mean, the Switch is a Switch for a reason. They're not going to get rid of the Joy-Cons and mold them on. They're not going to put a D-pad on the Joy-Con. They're not going to get rid of the dock. The Switch is the Switch for a reason. If you start putting D-pads on it, you shaft the single Joy-Con thing. If you get rid of the dock, it's no longer a Switch technically. Yeah. So it's not going to happen.
What I think you might see, actually, if we're in relation to the DS, is you may see a stronger, more permanent price cut at a reduced cost.
Yeah.
So you might see an entry point now of the new 2DS versioning at about 110 quid, right? Or 100 quid, something that's kind of almost near that impulse buy range where it's fairly easy. Because I think they're currently, at least over here in Ireland, they're currently still priced about 150 quid.
So you're cheaper here, I think.
Are they? Maybe might also because of the conversion potentially though. Mm-hmm. With that, but it's still, there's still that kind of like, oh, it's not horrible to do that. So I think if you see more of a permanent drop to that, that might be able to do it. But I also don't think we're going to hear really anything about 3DS here.
No.
They were pretty clear in the announcement they're going to talk about Nintendo Switch games. I don't think you're going to see really like, hey, here's the 4 3DS games. You'll see that somewhere during a direct at some other point.
What about Captain Toad as well?
Yeah, so Captain Toad's coming out in early July. That's another port. Not a huge shock there. The internet's going to get mad in about 4 or 5 weeks from now.
With the price.
When they realize that, I mean, you currently go, like I can go into Smith's here, and Smith's is pricing it at 45
euro. It's not bad at all. Like.
No, but you can also realize that it's also 20 euro on the Nintendo Wii U Select, blah, blah, or, know. Yeah. So what's going to happen? It's going to be the absolute repeat of this whole Donkey Kong scenario. Again, I'm going to just use the statement here. It's new to someone. It doesn't mean it's So if you've already bought this game and you don't want to buy it again, don't buy it again.
You see,
but
I
just as a quick reference point. Yeah. Quick reference point. I did some research. All right, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker on the Wii U sold about 1.5 million copies. Okay, 1.5 million. There's nearly 20 million Nintendo Switches out there currently. You have potentially 93% of your Nintendo Switch basis of people have not played that game and have no experience. So that is new to someone.
Yeah.
So guess what? They're going to pay the 45 quid for it because, wow, this is a great deal. This sounds fantastic. And if you were like me and have bought it and they've got new material in it, that's your decision whether you choose to buy it or not. It's the same conversation we had about Donkey Kong Country as well, Tropical Freeze, to be completely honest. That was a 10% attachment rate.
What a waste.
So it's people are going to whine for port's sakes. For port's sakes, just shut up about it.
Yeah.
So this ties back full circle because it's something that Nintendo does, which I really like, and they do it every once in a while. And that's they'll release a game on the home console and the 3DS, and it's the same game. They did it with Yoshi, they did it with Mario Maker, except Mario Maker got shafted. But they're also doing it with Captain Toad Treasure Tracker now. This will be 3 systems that it'll be on. And I like the option that they do it on the 3DS because I will not buy it on the Switch. I won't pay the extra price, and I would forget it. But I am tempted to get it on the 2DS. Purely because it's going to be A, a hell of a lot cheaper, B, another game to play, and C, I will not take my Switch everywhere with me because I fear breaking it. But my 2DS, I can throw that thing off an airplane and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nice. See, the thing is, with Captain Toad, I'm not even messing, guys. I'm getting 3 copies of it. 1 for Switch, and 2 for the 3DS, because I'm giving 1 to my niece for her birthday, which is like 2 days before it comes out or something.
Yeah.
And a copy for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gary, I thought you were still running an old 3DS.
No, I brought a 2DS XL because my mum and daddy love me.
Oh, there you go. Because I was like, were you not struggling with your 3DS recently? Like, was it like?
Yeah.
That was near the end.
I had 2 3DSs. One was a launch one and one was a limited edition Zelda. Limited edition Zelda one, the thumbstick fell off.
Yeah.
And the original one, the D-pad was the paint comes off them, and it's really bad, and it jammed the D-pad down. So,
how's that even possible? What did you do to it?
It's a launch day one, man.
Excuse me, I have a launch day 3DS upstairs, a black one, and it works perfectly. So what the fuck are you doing to it?
I play very intensive games and I play everything with
I bet
D-pad.
you it was Smash Bros, wasn't it?
If it's got the option of D-pad, I play D-pad.
Nice.
Even Mario Kart.
Mario Kart with the D-pad right now
on the 3D. Switch. On Switch as well.
I would rather the bloody circle pad.
Yeah, but I play everything D-pad if I can.
Interesting.
D-pad or G-pad? Well, anyway, go on. Sorry, Justin, you were saying.
I've got a couple other things here I want to throw at you guys and just kind of ask what your thoughts are on this. I believe we're going to get Metroid Prime 4. I believe we are going to get it in late November, early December. What do you guys think? Are we going to get it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Delayed.
You think they're gonna say late, but it's gonna be delayed to 19?
I think it's going to be probably May next year, June.
Okay. Like I think sometime in between that, we are going to get the Metroid Prime collection.
Yeah.
What do you think, Gary?
It's a tough one because they've already done it once.
Yeah.
But obviously they're not afraid to keep re-releasing stuff at full price.
Right.
Now, it's a bit of a bigger task for someone to redo all 3 games. So I'm going to say no, but they could always farm it out and kind of, do it that way. So I'm borderline, but I'm leaning more towards no.
And so I think they're going to do it because I think when so Bayonetta 3 was announced very quickly after we got the Bayonetta 2 with 1 and 2 bundled, right? So I think what they're trying to do is, if we have a new, 3 or 4 into the series, they're trying to get players caught up. We actually also see that with, what's that game coming up soon? Banga Saga? Banga? It's an indie game. I have to look at my notes for it. But at least giving you the early ones. I think it's going to be the Metroid Prime Trilogy Collection. I think we're going to get it in August. I think we're going to go at the exact same time that we got Metroid last year for the DS. A couple of my other notes here as well. I think Yoshi will get a date. I think we are going to see that near the end of 2018.
Don't care.
I think that we are going to get teased Pikmin. Pikmin 4 is going to get teased. And then my final one is we are going to get Mario Odyssey DLC. What do you guys think to those things?
DLC for Mario Odyssey, definitely. but
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell we're going to get. Maybe like play as Peach or something. You know, play as the four characters again from Mario 64 DS, which I think is far superior than 64 original. Sorry guys, I don't care what you're going to say, but not you guys, people listening to me right now. But yeah, that'd be cool to play as Wario or Luigi or
Waluigi. Oh, sorry.
yeah, but
Luigi,
even
yeah.
Waluigi as well. Like even playing as Yoshi too would be pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah, they could always make Justin happy and put that Donkey Kong in it as well.
Absolutely, they can. We'll take that all the time.
So if you guys put it into perspective and you take everything that's sort of been announced at some point, we actually have a jam-packed E3 if they show all of this stuff off without any new announcements.
Yep.
So one thing that people seem to be forgetting is that we've got a Fire Emblem Switch game that got announced at the original, trailer thing, the announcements and stuff like that. I think it was a couple of days after they did press release or something with it in. And they did say that was this year. So there's that. There's Metroid. There's Pokemon. There's Yoshi. There's Smash Brothers. There's the Shimigami Tensei.
Yeah.
As well. We didn't see anything from that at all. And then, that's quite a lot already. So I think that I'm with Justin on this one. I think we're less likely to hear about Animal Crossing, to be honest, than we are Pikmin. I think Pikmin is more likely, even though I don't think it should be. I think Animal Crossing should definitely be the one that sort of getting announced and that. But I think we're more likely to see Pikmin. I mean, they've got an engine for it already. It was on Wii U. Wii U's quite similar to the Switch. That's why we're getting these sort of collections of games which are on that, and they're just sort of, so air quotes, click and drag, which there's a lot more work into it than that, but they're easier than past consoles. And with an engine already being built, they have the possibility to make a game pretty fast. That same goes for Star Fox, but I think they've probably buried that themselves now. And so I think we might see quite a lot of things, coming from that. Now, people are speculating F-Zero as well. F-Zero could totally run in the Mario Kart 8 engine. I mean, it's almost there anyway.
Yeah.
And that's my one hope, that F-Zero at some point will exist on the Switch, that they will either do that or give it out to somebody again. But Nintendo really need to utilize these engines, and we could get a lot more games very, very fast doing this. I mean, what's to say that we can't take the Zelda engine and make a brand new game just running in that engine that isn't Zelda? But Nintendo doesn't like to do this, but I do think that they would do it with something like Pikmin that's the same series. So I do think there's a high likely chance that we will see Pikmin.
Yeah.
Well, that was a ramble. That was me going on for a while there.
That was great. That was nice. I like that a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Barry, what Pikmin? Is it coming? Is it not?
I think it will. But I think, speaking of Mario Kart, I think we're going to see a preview of the next Mario Kart game, Mario Kart 9. I would love to see Galaxy Collection on Switch. And what else did I have there? I'm trying to think.
What are your thoughts on, or the over-under on the next Zelda being teased or shown or imaged of?
I think we're going to see Twilight Princess on Switch.
No, they're not going to do that. Don't. You should stop that.
Excuse me, it's on 3 consoles. I want it on 4. Okay.
No, it does not need to be on 4 consoles. What do you guys think? I mean, could we almost see like a Majora's Masking of this, of Breath of the Wild? Could we see? And there's the other rumor is that we may hear of a 2D Zelda coming out soon.
No interest. No.
2D all the way, baby. Oh yes, 2D me up, baby. You know what? I'm going to say it now. I don't think it's going to be this E3. Next E3, Hyrule Warriors 2.
Ugh. Can we just be done with the Hyrule Warriors?
You shut your mouth, Justin.
That's...
I've never even heard of it. What's this game?
God.
What is it?
Hyrule Warriors comes out this Friday. It's what is this, a third iteration of this thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's got the word definitive on, and they're charging full money.
Yeah, we could have just called Donkey Kong the definitive version, not Funky Mode, and people would have whined less.
Yeah, they really would have.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, though, I mean, on the subject of like all these games that could possibly come out with ports and stuff, and obviously, everybody spoke about this now, but Hyrule Warriors is like a packed full version with all DLC, and there is other games that could come this way as well. Now, if I had to predict a port to come, I'm going to go way different than any of you guys are ever going to say. I'm going to say Fire Emblem Awakening with all DLC. Because that game had a ton. It had absolute ton of DLC. And it was poor. The way you brought it was poor. It was badly shown in the shop and everything. And it revived Fire Emblem. So I think there's actually quite a high chance that we might see that ported over.
Yeah, but I wonder if Fire Emblem needs to be revived.
No,
right?
It doesn't. No,
like,
not at all.
Like we're throwing a lot of stuff at Fire Emblem. I wonder, was there not a Fire Emblem game that came to the 3DS recently, just exclusively? I thought last year.
Probably.
There's been a few. I mean, we've got Fire Emblem Awakening, Fire Emblem Fates, all 3 versions of that. We've got Fire Emblem Echoes, and we also got Fire Emblem Warriors on the 3DS as well.
What's the difference? Seriously, what is the difference to the 3 versions at all?
It's like Pokemon.
It is. It really is. Like I don't get it at all.
No, they are their own games with Fire Emblem. They split off about halfway and completely change story. There's 3 different paths you could choose, and the 3 they're actually totally different from the split path.
So what is it like? For talk's sake, put in one game card, and if you want to go this way, like for Pokemon, like if you want to if you want to start with Charmander, Squirtle, or Bulbasaur, stick in this game card to continue that story, kind of thing.
No, if you buy Birthright. Because there's Birthright and Conquest. If you bought Birthright, you get to the halfway point, then you're forced to go on the Birthright route. But what you're missing from the other game, you could actually just buy as DLC.
Yeah.
So, like, it was reduced price, half price of the game, and you've got the rest of it there.
But Fire Emblem, and it's not just because I don't really like the series. I feel like they need to take Fire Emblem and just cool the jets on it a little bit.
I agree with that.
They're trying to make a what I would call like B tier game and A tier series, and I think they just need to go put Fire Emblem in the corner for a little bit and just let them sit there and think about what it's done. It needs a bit of a timeout.
I have a thought for you
Fire
guys.
Emblem fans.
Yeah. Come at me, bro. Go ahead. Send your angry tweets to @Masson23 if you don't like Fire. You know.
It's
whatever.
terrible. I think. Sorry, Killian, who's listened to me. I just think it's so bad, the series.
I do. Speaking of ports, I do want to ask a question, and this is really for our good friend, our person who we were hoping to join us but wouldn't, Mr. Paul Lloyd.
Yeah.
Mario Maker.
Okay, we have Chicken Wiggle Workshop. That's all we need. And Gary, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That's all we need.
So I'm going to say this now, right? If we were doing a normal prediction show, and because we're talking like bit by bit, Mario Maker is actually one of my predictions, and this goes hand in hand with what I said earlier about engines. I think Mario Maker is quite an easy one to bring over, but it would be its own new thing. They've had time to add stuff, and I actually think that the Wii U one would have been bigger with all the, you had the costumes and all that as DLC, and I think it would have been bigger. And I think they halted the brakes. They said, guys, look, we can do this on the next console, add all this stuff and make it a bigger, more robust, better version. And I think that Nintendo has a subliminal thing where they really want to shaft Jules and Tui with Chicken Wiggle. And unfortunately, I think it's going to do it the same this year. I think it's going to come out November.
Yeah.
And just before Chicken Wiggle.
Which
is unfortunate because Chicken Wiggle really deserves the fight. It's lost it once, and it's got funded by the crowd now. And I just think that Mario Maker, unfortunately, is going to have a time where it's going to come out just before. And it's horrible. It's horrible that that's going to happen if it does.
Poor Jules.
But yeah.
Well, I think though for Mario Maker to work successfully on the Switch, Nintendo really does have to. It cannot be as easy as a drag and drop.
Oh no.
Because they really need to relook at that UI experience, because the thing about the Wii U that was great for Mario Maker was it's a giant touchpad, which is great. But by the way, here's our stylus that you have specifically for it, right? Like I know that the Nintendo Switch is a touchscreen. I hate touching it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't like the fingerprints on it. I don't. It just feels like it shouldn't be touched. Whereas the Wii U, the way that it was designed, especially, I'm going to just keep powering through that as if I didn't hear you guys laughing at that. Especially with the stylus, felt like it was designed to be touched perfectly all the time.
For the record, I'm just laughing at Barry. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, these games can run on sticks. You can do all that on controller. So
you can, but I think it loses some of that tactileness that you get of building.
Oh, direction of his settlement.
Point controls. Don't forget.
I don't.
Come on, you liked it on the Wii U.
I did. On the Wii U, it was fine. I like. Here's the thing. I really genuinely believe it was good on the Wii U.
Yeah.
I don't. And here's the thing. I agree that it would work well on the Switch, like conceptually. I really do. Like I understand. Like, hey, I can download levels. I can download games. I think it's a lot of fun. There is an amazing community around Mario Maker, but I just don't know if the interface, the actual user experience, can be altered enough in a way that makes it as good as we want it to be.
This is where we need Chicken Wiggle to show Nintendo how to do it.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Chicken Wiggle did show Nintendo how to bloody make a game maker like that there. A level
yeah, but again, Barry, they did it. They really haven't. They've done it on the Switch, or sorry, they've done it on the 3DS, and they've done it on the Wii U. They have not done it on a one-screen system.
Yeah, true. But Chicken Wiggle will show Nintendo how to do it.
I love Jules. I think he can do it, but show me, like, I will believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
and
true.
And it's like, yeah, that's how they should do it.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen that part yet. We've seen it with, here's a stylus. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Use the bottom touchscreen. Cool. That makes sense. All of those things make sense. But I think when it is a single tablet, the way that the Switch is, I just don't feel like it's as useful.
Yeah.
And I know that Paul Lloyd is going to see this, and he's going to come at me and he's going to be like, Mario Maker is the best thing in the world. I love it. I'm not discounting that it's good. I'm not discounting that people are creative with it. I just don't, and maybe I'm just being ignorant, I just don't understand how the UI interface will work as well on the Switch. Show me how it's done, and I'm fully believing it'll be awesome. Love it. So I don't know.
Can I give a random guess at a game that's coming to Switch?
Sure.
Before we go. I think Nintendo is going to revive Codename Steam.
No.
Switch.
No.
HD Definitive Edition.
No. That is a hard pass.
I bought that for £5 That's how cheap that game went in England.
I paid I paid full Canadian price on that when it came out.
I saw it for like €10. I still didn't buy it.
It's not going to happen. I think that if they had characters that were real characters, not like, you know,
fictional
copies of stuff that are already there, then it would have done well. But I think they shafted themselves with that game. No, it's an incredible game. I've got it. I played it. It's good. Nothing wrong with the gameplay. But mass market appeal on that one, not so good. Somebody should have sort of got into there sooner and said, you know what? It's all right having Abraham Lincoln, but how about you just make a nice main character who hasn't got anything to do with American history in London?
Yeah,
but steam powered. It was confusing, so I don't think they will. But I'd like the idea of them doing something similar again.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, guys, let's end the show on a positive note, will we? What is your...
Sure.
I know I'm part of it, but forget about me. What's your opinion on Explosion for the Switch that came out this week?
I have got my review code for it recently. It's on my Switch. I have not yet had an opportunity to play it, but I hear the voiceover acting that I saw in the trailers is subpar at best.
Do you play it, Gary, yet?
No, I've got we've got a team all together for the website that we write for, and I've actually got more reviews than I can actually cope with at the minute. So somebody else in the team will probably end up having it. If not, then I'll be forced to listen to your sweet, sweet voice.
Wow, that was lovely.
Yeah. What do you think of the game, Barry?
I enjoy it. I think it is like it says, it's easy to play, but it's hard to master. Like I was cursing like an SOB like when I was fucking playing it at the start, like when I got it, and I was like going, holy shit, you know, why the fuck am I not getting this? Like, but like, it's just so much fun though.
It looks to be good.
I'm the same. I've seen gameplay of it and stuff. Honestly, if I didn't have like a mountain of stuff reviewing right now, I'd have snapped it up straight away. So
what are you reviewing right now?
Me?
Yeah.
You can't say.
I can say. I'm reviewing something for Nintendo Dads.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Give me the exclusive.
Right. I've just finished Hyper Sentinel.
Yeah.
Also got to do a video of that, which probably will go for Nintendo Dads as well. Yeah. I'm reviewing a controller
Oh, which one?
The Zelda Power A
Okay.
wired controller, because I picked that up for £15.
Yeah.
And I've got SteamWorld Dig 2, which I'm still reviewing for the 3DS as well.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, you are a busy man then.
Mm-hmm. Very.
Joy balls. What did we send to you?
7 Godsends.
That's right. Thank you. I farm out a lot of our work. Sometimes can't remember what we sent.
Yeah, Justin's only got 2 games on his Switch: Mario Odyssey and Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong Country. What else do I gotta be playing? Jeez, now I'm getting all warmed up and ready for Yuki Express coming out soon.
Okay, right. You know, we said we're going to go out on a positive note as well, right? My last positive note is actually another prediction, and it is that Retro has been working on another Donkey Kong.
No.
Please bring back the old style Donkey Kong. It's all you want from the original DKC.
Shut your mouth, Barry.
Be quiet,
Let Gary speak this godsend good news that he has regarding the Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah, it's right. I'll try and get a halo here. Right?
Yeah, there you go.
So basically, what it is a lot of people think that Retro are going to be doing like a new IP or another Metroid, and they're not. They're going to be doing another Donkey Kong, and you know why? Because it sells a lot more, and they are incredible games, and the Return series has been awesome. So with that one, good sirs, I bid you farewell.
There you go. Nice. Closes off well. Good day, sir.
Mic drop. I've got a pamphlet or a chocolate bar. Chocolate bar drop do.
Sniff. Boom.
Nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Where can we find you, Gary? Online, so we can stalk you?
At thenintendovillage.com, which is where I do reviews and all that sort of stuff. There's podcasts and all sorts of craziness on there. Or you can follow me on Twitter at flatcap_gamer.
Okay. And J-Dog, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find us over at the Nintendo Dads. That's at Nintendo Dads on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Of course, every podcast feed, every podcast catcher that you have. You can find us on YouTube where we've got unboxing videos. We have got review videos. We have got podcast videos. We've sometimes got me cursing and yelling at screen videos. And, of course, highlighting the amazing work that Gary does for us also every single week, which we appreciate. And then if you want to follow me personally, head over to Twitter, and it's at Masson, MASSON 23. It's mainly me just talking about how much I like to drink beer in Ireland and occasionally travel. And that's kind of my life.
Visit me.
And visit Barry every once in a while. Yeah.
We still have to meet up. After your
we
trip,
do.
We'll meet up.
I know. I'm upset that I'm not going to be up in Limerick with you.
You should be upset.
I know. That's disappointing, actually. And I kind of get the impression they wanted me to be there, but I was unable to attend.
I know.
Yeah. And then when I'm not visiting with you, I hang out with Gary and over on the other side of the pond. So
maybe me and Gary will hang out, and we'll just ditch you straight away once you come.
Oh, sure. There you go.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen an Englishman and an Irishman hold hands and skip into the sunset before you see it?
No, I haven't. I'm pretty sure that never happens from my experience.
All right, guys. You can, of course, check us out on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and for more Nintendo and podcasts, keep right here. Thanks for watching, and as always, guys, stay fresh.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.